Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back again. We are back once again for another gorgeous episode of GG of Funtcase. Episode 7. I'm not going to say it. It has gone quick, but I'm not going to say it again. I'm holding it all back. Anyway, this week, we have a beautiful guest. That's with an S with brackets in. Guests. Yes. I've brought you not one, but two guests, but one guest. The riddle. The riddle's going to blow your mind. We'll bring you in a second. Thank you guys so much for supporting the good games presented by Funtcase. All these episodes are actually on my YouTube channel, Funtcase UK, or also on NA Collegiate League's YouTube channels. And also, you can follow our social medias. Everywhere. We're everywhere, honestly. Everywhere. But this week, I have some lovely guests with me today. Some brothers of mine who I've known for a while. We'll get into that soon. Can you please put your claws together? I just put it on the spot. Please make some noise for Jekyll and Hyde.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
What's up, guys? How you doing? How's things?
Good, man. How are you doing?
Just living. How about you?
Yeah, we chilling. I thought I'd bring you guys on because you guys have been DPMO family for a while now, and we're talking original DPMO, like a first compilation family. We're talking.
That's the beginning.
It's kind of insane how long I've known you guys now, because it's what we're talking nearly 5 years. I think next year is like the 5th year I've spoken to you guys.
Yeah,
and it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I mean, dude, like, so the first release you had was on DPMO, first compilation. Amazing compilation, by the way, go check it out. But these guys were just out of nowhere, just coming with this weird style I'd never really heard of. And it was like for me at the time, the way I described it to them is exactly how I still feel, which is like it was a mixture of like old school 16-bit and bar 9 with like a weird twist. Do you guys still feel in that same way it's what it sounds like, or I don't know?
I definitely would say in a way and in a sense, and I think there's aspects of that kind of vibe that we have carried with our production, as well as also how it's matured. And I think that's something else that's kind of cool to see, just looking at all the DPMO releases. That, I mean, since we've been on every one, it's just really cool to see that growth, even from our perspective, and like kind of stepping back, listening to the tracks. And I mean, that kind of takes me back to literally, like, that Midnight Orchestra was our first tune ever signed to a label.
So that was the first ever release?
Yeah. First, like we had done like a few really small, like, independent things.
Oh, okay.
But that was the first, like, official Jekyll and Hyde release. At that point, that was when we had just changed our name to have no vowels in it, and I think we were just kind of taking the project a little more seriously, and that was like the perfect stepping stone, I think, for us to realize we could actually do it.
Yeah, were you always called Jekyll and Hyde, or did you have any other names previous to this, or?
Before we were doing stuff together, and before we even went to music school, actually, and this is kind of what explains my Rocket League name, but I went by Endo.
Right. Which is interesting, because there is a car in Rocket League called Endo as well, which is funny. And you guys aren't using it. I'm seeing it right now. You guys will see what cars they're using, but yeah, then they haven't got the Endo. But yeah, so that's very strange, and it's kind of weird that, because you guys appeared in my emails, I believe, right? Is that how we got a hold of you?
I think it was like emails and even DMs maybe on Twitter, where it was like, where can you use some tunes? And
and the thing about the first compilation was, it was like, I was kind of just trying to find where the label fitted in a demographic of labels that were releasing a lot of the same stuff. So the first compilation was hard for me to release because I didn't have a lot of submissions. It was the first one. Not everyone knew about DPMO and what I was trying to do. So it was cool. I got loads of submissions, but all of them just felt very obvious, and a lot of those tracks were all the complete standouts, and like same with your guys' one. And like your guys' sound has evolved so drastically, but also not in a weird way. Like, you still have that edge, but you're just taking that one theme of yours, which is different, and you're just honing the absolute crap out of it, and it's so really cool. But like, is there any inspiration for how your sound has ended up, or?
I would say definitely in I mean, obviously we are, as I would say, everyone is impacted by just like what we're listening to and kind of trend today, but I would say that also kind of helps us try and steer away. And I would say one of the bigger inspirations in a weird way has been our connection with our graphic artist.
Right.
Although it's not necessarily like a sonic connection, I think that's really helped us hone in on the overall like theme of the project, and then being able to convert that sonically and stay to our roots and stay true to like Jekyll and Hyde, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
And throughout him being able to kind of visually express some of that as we've gone and be on a similar journey himself in like terms of developing and getting better. It's been very inspiring, honestly, to see how that growth correlates with our growth and how it kind of, we honestly can like fire each other up, I would say. Like some days he'll come and show us a new visual he made for us, and it's like, damn, I want to make a sick track that kind of
that matches it. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like vice versa, where he'll sometimes come in with his iPad when we're working on music and be like, I'm just gonna try and like doodle for a little bit. Yeah,
that makes sense. I mean, is there, so you guys, Jekyll, obviously, do you guys have, are you one of you Jekyll, one of you Hyde, or is this just a name for you both, or?
I guess that kind of like came with just like being asked that, because at the beginning we really didn't have like a decision on like any of that. So but kids literally ask us so much, like that's probably the number one question, I feel like.
Of course it is.
We had to kind of like decide.
I'm Jekyll, he's Hyde,
right?
And I think in the next year or so, we definitely have some plans and thoughts just on how to really like subtly emphasize that. Not necessarily like come out playing a show wearing a fucking top hat and a monocle, but like subtly playing into the mystery of the brand.
Yeah, definitely.
Through a lot of different realms. But I am Jekyll and Duke is Hyde, and we've definitely kind of just ridden with that, I would say. And like even in a sense of our live stuff, when we play and have these like two-face visuals behind us, we try and have me on the left and Duke on the right.
I mean, it makes total sense. You have to hone your brand, and obviously if you're Jekyll and Hyde, you got to play off that. But, you know, have your own twist on it. But anyway, today is not only about learning about you guys, we are gaming. Now, I want to just put in a disclaimer here. So choosing the game, we were supposed to play a game that isn't the one we're playing now, but there's complications involved, and I think everyone can relate to this if you know about the game itself. Basically, we were going to play Warzone. I haven't played Warzone in probably about 12 years. Not literally, obviously, because it hasn't existed that long, but I was unprepared. And I wasn't fully updated. I was mainly updated, but as soon as these guys turned on their console to play it, there was about a 25 billion gigabyte update, which would have taken all day. So, yeah, we had to change the game. But, hey, you know your boy likes this kind of game. So, today's game is... Guys, please introduce...
Rocket League.
Rocket League, let's go, dude. You know I'm a happy boy about this. You know I'm a happy boy like this. All right, let's get into it. So today's we got a different kind of what's the word? A different kind of way of playing, because today they are both play. It's not just like one person sharing controller. You play one game, I'll play the. We're all three playing. Do you guys know how many hours you might have in this game?
Oh man, a lot less than you. I'm
gonna
say
very possibly.
Probably like 10.
Yeah.
10 hours, really. So you're going to be on a pretty basic level then.
Pretty basic level. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see
how it goes.
I mean, this is one of my Smurfs that I've been running. This is the lowest Smurf, but I don't actually remember if it's still my lowest or if... I'm pretty sure this in casual should be okay for you guys to play. I mean, if it's going to be really hard, then this is going to be fun. But you know, I'll try my best to carry you guys anyway. But is that so? I wanted to ask: is there like? And I don't think I've asked you this even on a personal level. Is there something that both of you bring to Jekyll and Hyde when you're producing, which you both have different edges of? Like, does one of you do like the basses and the other one does the drums, or does one of you have a theme idea and the other one hones it? Like, do you both have a job in your respective group?
I would say it's not as like cookie cutter as that, but we definitely both take different jobs. And I would say like sometimes it'll be more extreme. Like it'll be like Duke will come in with a full ass like intro.
Yeah.
And a whole like sonic idea. And then I would fuck around with the drop or mess around there. And I think we try to vary it and not really like set something in stone, like this is your job, this is my job.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought maybe one of you does like a, okay, that's somehow in, but there you go. One of you has like a darker edge, and the other one like is going, well, I want to do like weird movie themes, you know, like I thought maybe one of you brings like, you know, a different edge to it. Like, is it working in kind of dynamism like that, or?
In that regard, I might bring a little more of like a cinematic edge to productions. But I think we have also in the past like 4 or 5 years really tried to hone in on being able to complement one another throughout that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's going to be kind of hard for you guys, isn't it? Because you're obviously going to be, I know this well from doing a million collabs, is that you're always going to have different ideas. So is there any arguments happen between you guys, or any disagreements, or any agree to disagrees, or anything like that, or?
I would say they definitely come up.
Uh-oh, you left. What happened to you guys?
Dude, I was trying to change the controls and I fucked something up.
Oh, damn. Okay, yeah, no worries. Alright, let me just, vote to concede. Wait, what does that mean? What? That's a button? I thought it's... Huh? Vote to concede is now a button. I don't know. I can't leave because I'll... Wait. Oh, no, I've got a full team joining my match now. What is happening, dude?
We're in the party.
Are you? Out. Yeah, I can't. The thing is, I think if I back out, I might get banned. I don't. Okay, wait. Let me try this. If I get banned, we're gonna have to talk for 5 minutes. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. Okay, thank God. Yeah, no, I know in ranked you get banned for it, but yeah, we're good.
I think
we're good. I don't know. There's a new update, so I'm a bit confused about it all. But yeah, so there's no dynamic that you guys have between each other. You guys kind of similar in the same way then.
None that's like set in stone, I would say. And it almost goes a similar way in terms of like our live sets and how we think about stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's very just like naturally flows within that regard, and we kind of go off of what the other one has. But I don't know. There's definitely like arguments and disagreements, I would say, as there would be with any relationship.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think learning to cope with those and figuring out the best solution is like something we have grown on in the past 5 years plus, because we've known each other even prior than that, and I think that helps and plays into it too. And like another aspect where I think we might have a little bit of leverage per se is the fact that we do live together.
Yeah.
So we really, really, really get to know each other well. And I think that kind of takes out some of the potential, like, because I totally know what you mean with like collabs. It's like everyone has a different idea. Every human with the brain has a different thought of how something's going to go.
Yeah.
But through kind of really learning who we are even as people, I think that's helped us be able to maximize our efforts when it comes to working together.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the thing is when I'm doing collabs, I'm working with other solo artists, so it's kind of a different dynamic when it comes to us doing that. But
and I would say that the thing too is that like at the end of the day, both Duke and I have the vision for what we're trying to do with the project in the back of our head when we're working on.
Yeah. You've probably talked about it a million times as well, like where you're going to go with it as well, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And just kind of brainstorming the potential for it. And I think that being on the same page in that regard helps us even like non-directly be on the same page sonically and creating music. And I think both of our tastes are very similar.
Yeah.
We We like a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah, that's a good thing, because that means you'll always be on a sort of a general wavelength, I think, with the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously you're only ever going to learn, like, so actually playing Rocket League is interesting, because obviously I play a lot of Rocket League, and I'm very, you know, tied into being good at this game, but when you play with someone for the first time, you don't really know how their play style is, and I think it's the same thing musically, right? You'll be like, you've got one guy, you're with him, you're like, all right, cool, well, I like what you do, you got to take a little bit of time to learn each other, and then see how you grow from there. And when I'm playing with Rocket League players, like, once I've learned that guy, I'll know where he's going to be at certain points, and I know if he's going to, you know, be up ahead for a pass and things like that. So I imagine the same dynamic comes from music, like, where you have to learn how you both work, and what kind of things you like and what you don't like, and how you get around it, and how you essentially, you know, agree to disagree in certain situations. But yeah, I don't know, it would be stressful for me to be in a group, but it would also be amazing, because I know that if I'm having a bad day, the other guy probably won't be. You know, or if I'm having a block. Does that actually, that's a fun point. Do you guys ever get that? Does one of you get a block and then the other one's kind of continuing to do his thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would say. And that's one thing that I think we've both grown to be more okay and comfortable with. Because in the beginning, like, it would kind of suck if you can't write something and the other one of us can.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, why am I not able to do this? You get frustrated.
For sure. I mean, that's an absolute luxury. I mean, I would love to, if 1 week I'm just like, dude, I just can't do anything, dude. Like, everything sounds so terrible to me, and I got one other guy making tracks. I'm like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. But no, I'm a solo dolo, so yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect. I'm assuming it doesn't affect you guys, the way you work. Do you ever really consider, like, oh man, like, if I did this solo, this would have been in a different way, like, or do you ever are you just so comfortable with how you're working, it just comes naturally, or?
I think, at least for me, I'm like really happy with where we're at, because I think a big thing was like always like, how are we gonna, not even like but like when we were in school, like, how is anybody gonna like brand themselves and market themselves? And I think me and Luke both are like, so, like you said, on the same wavelength about the brand, that I don't think we'd want to be anywhere else. At least for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Luke's
and like I mean, I think I've just learned to not even think like that, and like we both kind of indulge in individual stuff. Like, we definitely make a lot more music than just the Jekyll and Hyde stuff for ourselves, and like across all leaps and bounds, I would say about 90% of it is not dubstep too. Like, it's like beats and it's fun music for us to make, so that I think helps keep both of us centered as well in like keeping the eye on the prize with the Jekyll and Hyde thing. And I mean, looking back, like, it's from the get-go been a vision of both of ours, and I think like the luxuries of having the same vision for us definitely outweigh the ability to be by ourselves. It hasn't really ever been a thought that's crossed my mind.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell by, so we've done, for the people who don't know, we've done a few collabs together actually, but there's one track we've done called Bounce, where there's actually a section where it's like almost like a dance section. If you don't know your genres too well, we would say 4/4. It's like do. There's a section in that, and it's like a very different section, which people were like, okay, this is cool. But that goes to show exactly what you're saying, which is like, you know, trying different stuff out to keep yourself essentially sane. Because it's exactly what I do. I do the exact same thing with drum and bass, like, too all. Yeah, so I do the exact same thing with drum and bass, like making dubstep all day, every day for, I mean, dude, I'm in my 12th year, dude, like, you can probably imagine I'm not sick of it. I'm just like, dude, like, I need to make something else. So I always write stuff on the side, which never gets released, unfortunately. That's my own fault, not anyone else's, but...
That secret bank of those tunes, huh?
Yeah, I mean, do you have the same thing? Do you want a place for your other types of music to be, or do you want a home for it? Do you want a label to come and pick them up, or do you want to stick to dubstep, or do you want to slowly over time maybe put them out, or?
I have ideas, and like I've actually done some work with, ironically, it's like another duo project who's our other roommate. He just moved in, and we went to school with him. But we've done some work that's like a little more commercial based.
Oh, what a shot! Holy moly! I thought that went in. I was like, you, insane.
It felt too good. It felt like it was supposed to.
Yeah, too good to be true.
But yeah, I've done like some sync work.
Yeah.
And some stuff that like has ended up getting placed. There we go.
Let's go, winners of the day.
some stuff that like has gotten placements, and that kind of has felt like enough of a home.
Yeah.
Although it's not like my name is necessarily plastered on it, but like I know that people are hearing these tunes and they're like hip hop beats.
Yeah, for sure.
Like NFL or a baseball ad or something like.
Yeah.
So like that type of thing definitely is a little bit satisfying, but I don't know. I think that's something too that like is almost up to grabs for the future. Like one person that's really inspiring to me in that kind of regard is Kenny Beats.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
and
I love his stuff.
He like did Loud Pack and kind of like did what he wanted to do with that, and then took some time to just like recenter and work on his stuff. Yeah. And now he's immensely bigger than the Loud Pack project ever was.
Yeah, exactly.
Like known for Kenny Beats.
Yeah.
And I like, not to say that would be the route that things would take for one of us, but I think just being open to that in the future is definitely important. But as of now, we are Jekyll and Hyde till we die.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think over time, once you've grown your brand to a level where you got a lot of people like noticing what you're doing. Oh, by the way, come back to the menu. I can't find any game until you do. It's fine. Yeah, it's like I've always wanted to have a place to be able to put my other stuff out, but you always have to remember that your brand is Jekyll and Hyde, and the dubstep stuff is at the moment your prominent taking. So you have to grow that brand until you get to a level where you feel comfortable where, okay, cool, like, you know, a lot of people know who I am, who we are, and we can go, okay, cool, right, hello Spinning, we've got this bass house record, which is amazing, you know, like, and then just open that up. So yeah, I mean, it's a tough process. Like I say every week, like being an artist is such a it's almost like a chess game with yourself, because you got to plan yourself so well. You can't just be like, I've made this track which sounds like this and it's not dubstep. It's fine, like it won't matter, and you put it out and everyone's like, what are you doing? You haven't even made it in your own genre, you know? Like,
is like, I feel like you don't think about that when you first have the ambitions to put out music, obviously, and just thinking about how much of a chess game, I really like that analogy, but it really is, and you just have to have all your pieces
exactly
strategically thought out.
I mean, you have to make sure that you're a baller in one field, you know, until you start touching other fields. Otherwise you're just going to be a guy who's just does stuff in genres, you know. It's not like you're never gonna get known as a guy from something. There's no legacy there. It's just a guy who does stuff. You know, it's like you have to be something in somewhere and then move on if you want to evolve and add to it. Like Jaws, you know, it's effectively started doing bass house. He's always pushed the no genres thing, but effectively you know him because of bass house, because that's where he's put his name. But now he's writing loads of dubstep stuff. He's writing old school dubstep stuff. He's done some really nice, like, there was a remix that was like, I've been having dreams, and it's on loads of TikToks and stuff like that. But those tracks, like, he could have put those tracks out, but, you know, he needed to make a name for himself somewhere first before he even thought about doing that sort of stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of what you got to think about when you do it. Wait, why are we not searching for a match? There we go. Wait.
And it, like...
What's going on? It won't let us... Hold on. You're banned from matchmaking for 3 minutes. What?
So it did happen on casual.
What? On casual? You gotta be kidding me. Alright, well, I guess we'll just chat for 3 minutes. But yeah, it's oh man, it's so like, being an artist is such a mind frick. You know, I'm not trying to swear. It's such a mind frick where you just have to know. No, you'll never know effectively how to run yourself. You have to just kind of go with the flow on how your ideas brainstorm through and make a baby from that brainstorm and then hone that baby into a big monster. But where do you start? You know, like, and that's the question I get so much in my emails. It's like, hey, so I've been producing for this amount of months, years, whatever. What do I do? Where do I promote my music? How do I get people to even hear my music? And it's like, there's so many outlets right now to get your music out there, but because there's so many outlets, where do you go definitively to find people? Do you want to go to Spotify and find people, or is that for the larger generation where you're looking at your Calvin Harris's and Rihanna's and stuff? Or do you go on to radio mixes? You know, if you go to, let's just say, Funtcase radio, and you discover people through that. Or do you go to SoundCloud because that's where the underground stuff are? But then again, you may be missing out on someone who's more of a middle ground artist rather than an underground artist. And it's like, you got all these outlets. Where do you go? And I guess, you know, it's just like I say, it's just such a mad world being an artist because there's so many things you have to concentrate on to be relevant.
Seriously.
You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, 100%. And yeah, that question is such a loaded one, and I can only imagine how much you see it of just what do I do? Where do
exactly,
I
yeah. Okay, let's move on to that then. Let's say someone DMs you. So let's put this into a crazy perspective. Let's say out of nowhere, Hulk Hogan DMs you. And he says, "Yo, brother, I've just started producing music. I've got these cool tracks. They're just about finished." And you listen to them, you're like, "Actually, these are pretty good." And he goes, "How do I start? Where do I go? Where do you send him? What do you tell him to do?" Give the people some information on your insight on how you would effectively promote his work.
Start sending it to people.
Yeah, I would say like as like grassroots and kind of cookie cutter as it sounds, I think a really good place to start, and it's shown time and time again that it can actually work, is like getting in with the scene in every way you can, and especially now where like Twitch live streams and live streams in general are popping feedback streams.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I would say obviously you don't want to rely on that and be like, I need to get this track signed, so I'm only going to send it to feedback streams. But just like getting that name out there, and I mean like Disco is a perfect example of that. Like I literally can remember we were in the stream the day you listened.
Yeah. And I was like, wait. Do you remember my reaction when you first heard that? By the way, if you guys are confused about what's going on, there's a track we just released as a single on DPMO Records called Space Booth by a guy called Disco. That's Disgo, Disco. And when his track first played, I heard the weird pad at the start that was wobbly, and I was like, it's going to be really bad, isn't it? It's going to be a really bad demo. But then the drop was like, hold on a minute, what just happened? And I had to replay it, and that caught me out so heavily. I was like, yo, this is insane. This track is actually insane. This sounds like nothing but everything at the same time. And so carry on what you're saying about the Disco guy.
That kind of, obviously I don't think he necessarily had the intention of that all happen, or like had the thought that was going to happen from that. But it was just like reaching out in the right way, trying to get his name heard. And I would say there's 15, 20 people you could probably find right now who are doing, obviously they're no Funtcase, but people who are streaming, who are looking for new music, and just putting all those small steps. It's almost like you're playing chess with 1,000 pieces, and you just want as many people to hear your track as possible.
Yeah, exactly. Stage. What is this level? Holy moly, I've never seen this before. This is brand new.
Some desert.
It's a brand new level. Holy moly, this is cool. I like it.
Yeah, I dig this.
I'm just gonna save this here because I'm literally the worst player in history. Let's go, dude. I was so casual with that. I was like, yeah, it's fine. This level's cool. I like this. The whole this looks like that Apex level.
It seriously does.
It looks exactly like the Apex level. I feel like there's people going to start running around shooting each other.
I feel like it's a cartoonized of that Call of Duty sniping.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah. Oh, dude, that sniping level. Oh, that gives me such anxiety. But yeah, it's interesting. So one of the platforms that I've done previously, like they were explaining a second ago, is that I do feedback streams. So when I do streaming, for instance, sometimes on Wednesdays I'll do a feedback stream where you can send your demo into me and I'll live listen to them and give you my reaction and give some tips on how to make it better effectively. And this is where that Disco guy came from. But again, it's just like you don't really. I mean, the crazy thing about Disco is he's been around he's been producing for 7 years, dude. Like 7 years, and he's only just got a release. That's his first release in 7 years, and it's like, for me, I have so many questions on that. Like, where has he been? Like, has he been promoting himself? Has he been casually writing music, got better and better, but just hasn't maybe had the confidence to send it to anyone? Thought he's good enough. Right. Things like that. Where has he been? Like, why is it taking this long to come up? But it doesn't matter. I guess it just happens when it happens, doesn't it, really? Music, anyway.
It really makes me wonder sometimes, though, and just be like, wow. And I mean, that's kind of the thing in itself, that it just will never be overnight. Like, you can literally look at this and be like, wow, Disco's first tune, he's brand new. But it's like, took him
7 years to get him. Yeah, it's so crazy, and it's such a really cool first track as well. Like for me, that track sounds like a mixture of Moody Good meets Subtronics meets I don't know what else, like, but it's like I say, it's a mixture of like nothing and everything at the same time. It's so strange, so strange. But it's but also another thing as well is it's like you can play it in a set, but it's not effectively a set track. It's like something I would listen to.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like things like that. So it's a listenable track, but it's also a clubbable track. But it won't go off in a club, but you would love to listen to it. It's a track I can listen to over and over again and not have to go, this is so, like, you know, tiring to listen to it. You know, I listened to it 3 times and I'm done with it. It's like a very listenable track. But where has this guy been? And this is the thing with people who watch this, maybe might be thinking like, yo, I've been producing for 9 months and I'm definitely feel like I'm good enough. Like, why aren't I getting noticed? Now, the problem is, you know, talking of someone like Disco, let's say Disco has been sending music out over and over again, every month, every week for the last 7 years, and he's only just got noticed for some reason. It just doesn't happen. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It just doesn't, it's just not working for you. But it can only take one day, one track, one person, literally, one right person for it to go, yes, you are the guy. You know, like I say, with Versa, for instance, like he blew up overnight.
Literally with Midnight Orchestra, that's how it took you hearing one track one time.
Yeah.
And boom.
Something that caught my interest. It wasn't like, and this is another thing as well, when people always say stuff like, yo, like, what do you want to hear from us, or what styles do you sign? I'm like, dude, stop worrying about what I want. Write some cool stuff, dude. Stop worrying about how you should sound and write some cool stuff. Like,
what you want.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a weird dynamic.
I feel like you don't necessarily go out looking for being like, well, the next DPMO track has to be a quarter note chunky song with a long boy over the top, and like that's the sauce. Yeah. It's just like you're looking for unique, good music.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing, but I don't know, man. It's just like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it's just not going to happen. Sometimes no amount of effort and work rate and anything like that can be enough for you to, oh, thank God, can be enough for you to make it. You know, the music scene doesn't choose when some. Okay, hello. Okay, the music scene doesn't choose who and when. It just happens. You know, so it can be completely situational. So yeah, I can't really help anyone when people are saying stuff. I'm always just like, yeah, I don't really know what to tell you. Just get it out there somehow. You know, like put it places, make cool, unique things, and just.
The other piece of advice that I always give to people is just to make way more music than you think you have to make.
Yeah.
And you'll be looking back then on, say, 40 songs, and then you can really pick through and be like, okay, these 5 songs are my favorite and really represent what I want to portray as my brand or my project.
Sure. Yeah. And just to let you guys know, chat, I'm just currently concentrating on speaking to these guys. I am live. This is not a pre-broadcast, so yeah, I'll be. If you got any questions, drop in the chat. If you want to know what these guys are all about, or if you want to ask them anything, please do. I'll get the chat out momentarily and get this sorted out. I have 3 different kinds of. I have 3 screens, but one screen is doing my streaming stuff. The other screen has them on full screen, and I have Rocket League on the other. So I'll just pop it up right now and make sure this is up. But yeah, if you guys wanna go and score loads of goals, I'm just gonna set this up.
Yeah.
But yeah. What's changed? What changed between Midnight Orchestra? If someone says, what's changed between Midnight Orchestra and now, what do you think's evolved?
I think overall, just our approach and
these kids are terrible.
Jeez. Our want and desire to storytell almost throughout our music and really focus on like the vibe of the track.
Yeah.
I think that's been something that's been a major focus and kind of evolved from that time. I would say we have definitely gotten a bit more technical within our production while still trying to follow some of those same like underlying themes. I really like the Bar 9 comparison.
You know what it was for me? It was the way you utilized your like movie samples and things like that. Like they did that so in such a certain way, and you guys have a very reminiscent style of that. Not copying at all. Like it's a very your own style, but it's very reminiscent to me.
That's definitely
no boost. Oh, we got 9 seconds. They could bring us back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's been a big characteristic. And other than that, I'd say we've just kind of grown, and maybe our personal music tastes have evolved and changed a little bit. Like obviously, a set is a bit different than it was, and I would say the biggest thing too is really honing in on like our original music telling the story. Yeah. Whereas maybe like 3 years ago we were playing probably like 50% originals, 50% other music, and now we're trying to get into like every single routine, whether it be just the song playing by itself or like a double in our set, have one of our tunes in it, and a lot more original stuff, and kind of just like I don't know, really trying to just figure out the Jekyll and Hyde brand and how we want to portray it, but still like learning at the
chess
same
match
time.
The chess match of being an artist, you know, like
we've just been battling.
Yeah, exactly. You've been moving the bishop around trying to sort this out, but yeah, it's weird. Like, it's, you know, you can never really explain to anyone how to make it in music. You can never really tell anyone where your brand should go because everyone's different. You guys are still figuring it out yourself. So when you're trying to figure yourself out and someone's asking you, how do I do this? You're just like, dude, like, I'm still learning myself, you know, like, I'm 12 years in, I'm still learning how to hone Funtcase in some way, you know, so there's only so much information you can give someone before you start telling them your thoughts on how to get bigger, when they should be either working out on their own so they can get their own style or anything like that. But yeah, we're live right now, guys. We are live right now. If you guys got any questions, it's not pre-recorded. We are live right now. So I have the chat up right now. So if you wanna ask me or the guys anything, please let me know. We are vibing out here. If you guys want to hit the ready buttons as well, hit that ready. We'll find some more people to play with.
Good old ready.
But yeah, good old ready. Damn, this went so quick. We are not even not even that far from the end of the hour or the end of the episode. But yeah, is there anything you guys want to promote? Is there anything coming up you're doing? Any collabs you're doing? Anything you'd like to tell people?
Yeah, we got currently right now we're in like the very kind of end of like phase 1, we'll call it, of our 2-phase tour. Yeah. So that was honestly our first time back in since COVID, as everyone knows. Yeah. And back traveling, playing shows, which felt good. Our first headline tour of ourselves. And overall, we've been extremely happy with it. So we have more dates coming for that soon for kind of fall, winter time. And then coming actually late August, we have a little like 3-track independent EP we're putting out. Right. And is very different than I would say most of our stuff. More experimental melodic-y kind of tunes. I don't really even want to use the word future rhythm because it's not what it is. But
yeah, it's kind of hard, isn't it? Once a style is in and you do something that's anywhere close to similar, it becomes that genre for some reason, even though it's not that. You know, it's like, but it needs a home. You know, that's an argument that a lot of people put in, is subgenres. Like, you know, people argue that you shouldn't categorize everything because, you know, not everything is a certain category, like, but also it needs a home. You know, so. Yeah.
Talk about it.
Yeah. What do you do though? You know, like if you got a style that's brand new, you can't just call it dubstep. If it's something different, you either got to name it yourself, or you've got to try and subcategorize it so that it can sit in a place where people can discover it. It's kind of that's another chess match of like music. It's just
like Jaws,
so many things.
Like the term bass house wasn't really like thrown around the way it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Before he did his whole thing.
As far as I remember, everyone used to call it electro. And everyone was like, electro's going to be huge, like, it's going to be the next biggest genre. And I was like, nah, dude. And for a while, it wasn't. It really wasn't. It was played by some people, but it wasn't really that popping. But that was because, at the time, dubstep was the popular genre. Yes, let's go. But it was the most popular genre was dubstep at the time. So when I heard that, I was like, yeah, I don't know if electro will blow up. But it's evolved and it's been a bit more... I don't know, I guess you could call it dubstepified in a way, like the way it's made.
Electro just needed a rebrand, you know?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But again, no one calls it electro. Yeah. Do they? No one calls it electro. Or electro doesn't even exist as a genre name, does it? Like, as far as I know.
Maybe like electro house, that definitely was a thing, I feel.
Yeah, that's what I mean, but it was like, I think they just shorted it to electro, but Yeah, it's so crazy. But that's what I mean. Like, it's just, oh, dude, like, again, you shouldn't have to categorize it, but then the argument is, well, it needs a place, it needs a home, so, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, this is strange, this is weird. We're insane, we're the best players in the world, let's go. I can't play Rocket, I cannot play Rocket League on the PlayStation, dude. It's so, like, the delay that I get from controller to console is so different to me playing on PC, because the PC's instantaneous.
Yeah, until we played on our roommate's PC, I was like, wow, this is just almost a different game.
Yeah. Oh my lord! I was in the most awkward position for that as well. Holy moly, dude. Are you, so is your game isn't Rocket League though, is it? Your game well, I mean, what games do you play?
Kind of what anyone else is playing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I would say Rocket League. Grant, our graphic homie's been trying to get me into playing Apex more.
Oh lord, everyone's trying to get me to play Apex at the moment as well.
I used to be a big zombies nerd.
Yeah.
Oh really? Oh dude, yeah, I love zombies.
Really,
I was a big original zombies guy.
Long games, yeah, like I'd play for like 6 hours sometimes, and then fucking like die in the most stupid way.
Yeah, I know. That'd be the exact same thing. Just like being careless on something. Oh,
yeah, it's the type of game where if you're playing with the right people, you play like 1 game, maybe 2 a day, because that's like 7 hours of game.
Yeah. It's such a time. You think of nice, dude. You think of zombies as like some game that you spend 2 hours on. You know, like, oh cool, I got to round 28. Nah, dude, if you're playing some good people, you can get some serious rounds in on that game. It's amazing.
Oh, it's so fun.
And then
I wish I was as good at Funty on Rocket League. I mean, dude, I'm 3,500 hours in. So I mean, if you got this many hours and you're not as good as I am, where have you been? Or if you've got this many hours in, but you are better than I am, where have I been? You know, it's just one or two. So yeah.
Do you think that part of the reason you like Rocket League is because of the?
Oh, no, dude, it's not. That's the most American question. If Rocket League was like, yo, if you pick up the ball and you like throw it in, you know, an NFL style thing, like, do you think the reason you like it is because you're American? Nah, dude. I don't know what it was about this game. It was just fun when I first played it. I actually played this game when it was brand new and free on the PlayStation Store.
Oh man.
And that was in 2015. It was literally just out and it was free on the PlayStation Store. And I downloaded it just because me and my mate was like, let's just play something. I was addicted to Destiny at the time. So we needed something else to play that wasn't Destiny. So we tried it out and we were like, oh, this is fun. I wasn't obviously not like this, like flying around. I was just doing basic stuff, but the game seemed really fun to me, and I played the game more and more, and it got more about how high I could get in ranked. So I wasn't playing that seriously, but I did want to do well in ranked, and then that turned into, okay, I want to do better. I've started watching videos of pros doing the most insane tricks. I want to do those tricks, you know, and things like that, and that turned into an issue. So yeah,
see how it happened.
So yeah, that's the problem I got with Rocket League. Rocket League makes me so angry and happy at the same time. Like, it can be absolute euphoria and absolute disgusting frustration, rage. So yeah. Actually, that's a good question. Here's a gamer question for you. Is there a game in your life that has made you so angry you had to stop playing it?
Halo.
Really?
Yeah.
I never played Halo, dude. I mean, I played Halo, but I never was a Halo guy because I didn't. Oh, that's a new name. I never had an Xbox growing up. I had a PlayStation, so I never really played it that much.
I only say Halo because of the chat. Like, when I was a 13-year-old kid, like, you just fucking, some people are ridiculous.
I would say for me, it was either the old Call of Duties and kind of the same thing with the multiplayer chat just being so toxic.
Big agree.
Where you just get so mad. Or on a more like recent level, just Fortnite. And that's what caused me to not play it and stop like 2 years ago, was just like during the prime of all that. It was just like playing people that are just too good at the game. Yeah,
and that's the problem. It was so popular that people wanted to be good at that game because you saw the prize pools, dude. Like, kids at 12 years old were earning millions. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Well, you see Ninja being like the most famous dude on the planet. Blue hair.
I know, it's crazy. But it's like, when am I coming to the States again? I'll be in the States in September. We have a few dates announced, but there will be more coming soon. So yeah, there you go, Mr. Fates. But yeah, dude, I never got into Fortnite, dude. Fortnite for me was like, okay, so I'm used to like, when I'm playing Battle Royale games, my brain does not go... When I'm being shot, my brain doesn't go, build something. My brain goes, run and hide. It doesn't. It goes, like, get to cover. It doesn't go, build a 6-star mansion with 3 bathroom, 2 bedroom. You know, it's like... My brain doesn't attune to it. What do you say?
What's your favorite Battle Royale game?
It's weird because I don't play it that often, but I'd say probably Apex. But the only reason I don't play a lot of Apex is because, okay, the annoying... I'm kind of a weird gamer. I've been console my whole life, right? So, like... Oh. Well, there we go. I've been console my whole life. I've been console my whole life, and I've only recently come to PC in probably the last, I'm gonna say, 4 years. Okay. I mean, that seems like a long time, but I'm still trying to get used to mouse and keyboard. When you're playing PC games on mouse and keyboard, sensitivity on mouse is like the most crazy thing to learn. Like, because obviously everyone has their own sensitivities, but I don't know my aim style yet. I don't know my DPS levels. I don't know what my sensitivity in game should be like. Right now, the best sensitivities I have are in Call of Duty. I have a really nice Call of Duty sensitivity level, but I feel like every different like first-person shooter has a different feeling of sensitivity. So for me, Apex doesn't... I can't nail my sensitivity down on Apex at all for my mouse. So I don't play a whole bunch of Apex. Ooh,
and you use, aside from Rocket League, you try and go mouse and keyboard for everything?
Yeah, for first-person shooters for sure. Oh, what a pass, dude.
Yep.
Oh, I nearly got it. I was trying to get a pincher off the wall. Yeah, so yeah, if I'm playing first-person shooters, definitely mouse and keyboard. But yeah, Rocket League is console controller because, I mean, why wouldn't I use controller on Rocket League? Like, there are a lot of players who play mouse and keyboard on this game, but they are insane pros, quite honestly. So yeah, I would never do that because I'm not a mouse and keyboard guy. Yeah, let's go. But a lot of those players who play Rocket League on mouse and keyboard are grown up with mouse and keyboard. So yeah, I feel like I think I've got this problem with my vision keeps like shaking around, and I think it's because I've got like dirt in my right analog stick or something. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah.
Oh, weird.
It's very strange. All right, we'll drop one more game before we end the episode. But yeah, if there's like I say, if there's anything you want to promote, please feel free to let the people know. I think someone in here actually in the chat said, "When is Jekyll and Hyde going on tour?"
We are on tour.
We are on.
They're at home right now, but they're not in a hotel room. They're at home right now.
On a little break. As of right now, we have Minneapolis this next weekend, and then
where are you playing in Minneapolis?
Loft.
Yeah, boy, love that venue. Me and Dr. P just played there. Sick venue.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, they take care of you.
Yep.
Dude, that Snapchat of you and drinking a Red Bull in a conference room, I felt that. Their green room is really like that. Like, it can be so quiet up there and just like a bunch of chairs and kind of lonely. Dude,
yeah, this is what I tell people. They're like, "Yo, is it mad crazy backstage all the time?" I'm like, "No, dude. Like, I'm sat in a room on my own drinking Red Bull, like just like thinking of like social media posts. So, you know, like it's just like it's not as crazy as you think.
Just the slightest bit.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird, honestly. But yeah.
A little bit of time off, and then we're gonna be announcing some more dates for the tour. We got Lost Lands in September.
Ooh. Representative from Lost Lands, let's go.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Oh, they scored! They scored from it. Frig.
A laser beam.
And then other than that, we are kind of just got some stuff plotting that can't necessarily talk about quite yet, and
yeah,
some more new music,
some cool stuff, some cool musics,
some cool stuff.
Have you got a website for like merch or anything like that everyone can get you on?
Yeah, we do, and actually on that front, we will. That is one update. Thank you for reminding me. We have new merch coming in about like 2 weeks. We're gonna be dropping some like tour merch. Is what we're calling it. Yeah. And
is it tour only merch? Is it like limited edition just for tour?
It's not. We were thinking about doing that at first, but now we are gonna have it available to order as well as get at some of the tour stops.
Yeah.
But basically, in like 2 weeks, we should be dropping those designs, and that is all available on JekyllXHyde.com.
Yep, if you guys didn't actually know, these if you just tuned in, actually, these are Jekyll and Hyde. but the way they spell the name is like Jekyll and Hyde without the vowels on Jekyll. So Jekyll, JKYLX Hyde, as in the letter X. Yeah, and you can reach these guys on pretty much any platform. They're on DPMO many times. so yeah, get at them, listen to their stuff. It's very unique. Even actually, you know what? I've never told you this, guys. But one of the owners of Circus, a guy called Andrew. I think you've probably dealt with him in contracts for DPMO and stuff like that. He actually hit me up and was like, "These Jekyll and Hyde dudes are really cool." They actually told me that. I've never told you this. He likes your unique ability. Wait, can I do it? Oh, I missed. He really liked how unique you were. I've never told you that, but yeah, it just goes to show, like, this man. Okay, so Andrew is a guy who's been in the music industry a hell of a long time, dude. Like, a hell of a long time. And he doesn't really ever tell me when something's unique, quite honestly, because he's heard almost everything. Like, so yeah, it's definitely a compliment to hear that.
I appreciate it. Yeah, he's the man. We've definitely known him digitally throughout the years.
Have you made any drum and bass lately? Is that to me or is that to them? I'm going to ask you guys that question, actually. Do you make any drum and bass?
A tiny bit, just to like dabble.
Yeah.
We've been starting to put a little bit more in our sets lately, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it has been received very, very well.
Okay, interesting.
But not as much as we probably should make, but we occasionally dabble. Like, I would say there's 1 to 2 project files on the computer that are worthwhile.
Yeah.
There's some really cool drum and bass producers out there right now too, or like just people making cool drum and bass tracks. I don't know. I noticed them lately, at least.
I mean, are you going to think about putting them out, or are they just for fun?
Just for fun and for potentially like play out, but we haven't really ever thought about putting them out. But I'm not sure. We wouldn't be opposed, I would say, but it's not like our main objective.
So if an established drum and bass label came to you and was like, "This is sick, we want to put these out," you wouldn't say no?
I think we would probably try and figure something out.
Yeah. Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Any drum and bass labels watching this? Jekyll and Hyde got some D&B on the go. Did you write D&B because you just enjoy? Did you get inspired by it? Did you hear it in a club? Did you hear a certain artist or anything, or did you just go, "I want to write D&B today"?
My latest kick has been hearing Jaqui, if you know.
Oh yeah, of course Jaqui, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, dude from Canada, and he has like 2 or 3 like IDs that are drum and bass tunes. One is even a collab with Tasoki.
Yeah.
And they've been just going off, and that kind of got me hearing like his style of mixdown almost with it.
Yeah.
Kind of got me a little bit inspired, and then that caused me to do some just digging to some of the drum and bass that I've fell accustomed to over time. And it's kind of interesting too, because I would say when I first got into electronic music, there was a lot of drum and bass I was listening to, but I just didn't technically know that's what it was.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Drum and bass has been around so long. As a man who's been around drum and bass for a long time, I know how massive that genre is. There's so many subgenres, so you're gonna have to kind of do a little bit of research to find out what you like and who you like and stuff like that. So,
or even like old Headaches like live videos.
Yeah,
fucking stoked. Cause like I don't know, it's just he's such a cool like performer too when it comes to that stuff too.
Yeah, for sure. So you like the jump uppy stuff then?
Yeah, I guess.
There's such a sort of taboo name with Jump Up though. Like I've been around Jump Up so I've been doing Funtcase for 12 years professionally, and I was producing from like maybe 5 to 7 years before that as DJ Dose, probably about 7 years, 8 years nearly. So I've been around drum and bass, all that time. So I'm nearly 20 years in the game. Holy moly, I'm old. So yeah, so nearly 20 years in the game. But yeah, there's so many D&B subgenres. It's like. It's crazy, but there is a big taboo with like Jump Up. Like people always associate Jump Up to like bad production and like stupid kids with their shirt off. The way people would like see bro step in dubstep in the same way.
Yeah, I totally get it.
And it's not the same. It's not quite the same. There are styles of Jump Up which have been categorized as Jump Up because there's not really anything else you can categorize as.
Or even like our manager. Brandon Shack, or he used to actually make music, Shack D, but he has gotten me at least really into like liquid drum and bass lately.
Yeah, I love liquid. Chilling.
Got like all, yeah, just like you just throw it on.
Yeah, I love that stuff. I mean, it's vibey stuff. Like to be honest, like liquid is kind of like my go-to when it comes to like, oh, nearly GG. Liquid is really my go-to when it comes to like touring. Like I have some. Actually, I'll send you these as well. My friend Jeremy, who lives in LA, who actually you've probably met. He's the guy who runs Catch One.
Okay.
Jeremy Fitzgerald. You've probably met him. If not, then I'll introduce you. But he's a massive drum and bass guy. He runs Accelerated in LA. But he does liquid mixes called Liquid Fire. I think it's called Liquid Fire. And they're amazing. But those mixes, dude, like Liquid is so good for tour because you can just sit on a plane and just like vibe out.
Yeah.
And just enjoy it. But because it's such a fast genre and the drums are quite fast, when you got chill and fast, it gives you something that's kind of upbeat but chill. So it's like you don't get bored of it. It's not like if dubstep was really chill, you would just kind of be like, okay, I kind of need something a bit more up, you know, like
the drums are enough to keep you like it. Honestly, I like that for cleaning the house.
Yeah,
it also when you're like ready to just do stuff kind of, but it's still vibey.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's exactly what I mean. It's just like drum bass has this edge in liquid where it's chilled, but it's got fast drums, so it's kind of a nice perfect meld. It's almost like a Jekyll and Hyde style, you know, style of drum and bass where you got fast drums but you got chill music. So yeah, but yeah, guys, all right, well, that is the end of the episode. But anything you guys want to do, any shout-outs for, any more promotions before we dip out?
Shout out to DPMO first off for the love.
Yes,
we
sir.
wouldn't be here without it, and we're excited for the future. Got it tatted for a reason. And other than that, new music coming. We got like
show the tattoo, by the way. Show the tattoo.
Boom.
There it is. Yes, boys, the tattoo. I'm actually going to get one. I'm probably going to get one on my wrist here, I think. I've already spoken about it. How'd your first tat go? You can't really see it too much on here, but my first tattoo is behind my neck here. But yeah, it was completely fine. Some people told me they won't feel it. Some people said, dude, that's the hardest place that you'll get. I even saw a chart, right, and about like tattoo pain, and it's like blue is okay, yellow is like moderate pain, orange and red, which is like the worst and the worst pains. It was like orange behind my ear, and I was like, oh no, I've chosen the worst place to get a tattoo. But dude, I swear to God, the best way I can explain how hard it felt was like someone getting their fingernail and gently pressing it into your skin and just dragging it down. It was so not painful. It was completely fine. Good. So I don't know. But
yeah, I'm glad. It looked awesome from the pictures.
Yeah, but anything else you want to promote, go ahead, throw it in.
New music at the end of August, 3-track little EP, very different. And then we got some more stuff kind of scattered throughout a couple labels. Lost Lands coming up, and then phase 2 of the Two-Face tour. And if you're trying to see us, let them local promoters know what's up.
Yes, sir. If there's is there a place that anyone can see where your Two-Face tour is?
Yeah, on pretty much all of our socials. On our Instagram, we have all the flyers and stuff up, and on the website as well, on Jekyll X Hyde.
Awesome. All right, well, guys, thanks so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. DPMO family out here. Luke and Duke, also known as Jekyll and Hyde. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day.
Absolutely. Yeah. Talk to you later.
Cheers, guys. All right, guys, that is the episode. GG with Funtcase finished. It's been fun. You know, we were supposed to play Warzone. I'm kind of glad we didn't because I am terrible at Warzone. I can't lie. But yeah, we played some Rocket League and it was great fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Thanks so much once again to the North American Collegiate League for hosting this amazing platform. And yeah, we're going to see you again same time next week. 1 p.m. PST. Now, I don't know what that is in other terms of times, but yeah, you can work that out for yourself. And that is also 9 p.m. UK time, which is, I think, BST because it's summer. So yeah, thank you guys for getting involved. I'll see you guys soon. Stay golden. And yeah, love yourself. Goodbye.